What's up, everyone? It's Diego with Listener's Notes. Today I wanted to give you guys a quick review of the new Young Thug album, Beautiful Thugger Girls. Young Thug, he's a trap rapper out of Atlanta. He's a master of clickbait, and he's back yet again. And I've never been a big fan of him, I'm gonna be completely honest. His last album was easily the favorite thing that he's put out for me. I thought it was actually pretty good. He brought some wild, eccentric vocal performances, and in terms of picking the beats for that album, it seemed like he was really focused. Like he picked consistently great production in terms of trap beats. And so naturally, I was anticipating this new album, especially when he hyped it up as his singing album, because it was always his wild voice that drew me towards him. His lyrics had never been particularly good, so as a rapper, he's not as interesting as he is as a singer. But even though you have the singer album thing, and you have this ridiculous album cover, don't be fooled by any of it. Young Thug, again, he's clickbaiting us. It's a normal Young Thug album. Yes, there's a few guitar samples that are worked into the instrumentals and a few more singing portions, but at its core, it's another trap album. Still, even with that, I think this is one of his more focused projects. I do think he comes through with some pretty solid songs. I just wish he trimmed the fat or did something a little more unique or just took a bigger risk. Because honestly, this album gets boring as it progresses. Quite frankly, it just gets too repetitive. If he went farther into this concept and just cut out the rapping portions, this album would have been pretty unique. Hell, if anything, just cutting out 4 songs from this album would have made it less of a chore. Because after a while, it just becomes unbearable. Now, I do like quite a few tracks on this album. I like the first track, which has a good vocal performance and the good guitar sample when they do this like country rap thing. It actually is done well, like as far as tastefully. Obviously, it's not like an actual country song, it's just a sample. But they do a good job for what it is. The singing is good. The third song, again, good. They have quite a few areas where Young Thug is doing what he does, but it's just so much filler on this album. And then there's also tracks that kind of just fall flat on their face, like Relationship featuring Future, which at its core the song's fine. The problem is Future can't sing to save his life. His voice when he's like crooning over the hook is just so bad. To go into more tracks though, I can say that the second half of the album does have quite a few underwhelming cuts, and the track "Do You Love Me" is a dance hall cash in, which I will say Young Thug himself just kind of phones in and does a weird verse over. At its core, it has pretty much the same qualities as any other Thugger project. The lyrics aren't very good, which fine, whatever. The instrumentals are decent. The vocal performances are decent. Quite frankly, I think if he cut this album down, it would have been pretty great, but it's just mired down in how much excess it has. It's still decent, it's still tolerable. I still think it's one of his better projects, to be completely honest. At least recently, it's better than Slime Season 3, and it's way better than I'm Up, but it doesn't match up to Jeffrey at all. It's a 49 out of 100 for me. To be fair, if you never liked Thugger, this wasn't going to be good for you anyway. He doesn't do anything new. This is Thugger at his core. And if you're a Young Thug fan, you probably already know to check it out. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this album. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next video.